Well, I've discovered an old military experiment that runs along the similar path of the parallel universe I am from.
A grotesque experiment took place in the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard. While on berth, cannon-class destroyer escort USS Eldridge abruptly disappeared along with its 200 crew members. As America got involved in World War II, the brightest minds of the era, including Albert Einstein, were at work trying to develop new technology that could give them an edge over their enemies. It's said that in an attempt to render their ships invisible, the US Navy created a powerful device that ended up teleporting an entire vessel. USS Eldridge seemed to vanish from thin air, but then she reappeared with terrible consequences for her sailors. Or so the story goes. Invisibility. According to several theories, the Philadelphia shipyard was chosen to be the location of the so-called Philadelphia experiment, a continuation of the obscure Navy project codenamed Project Rainbow. By using concepts from Einstein's relativity theories, along with electromagnetism and gravity, the US Navy sought to gain unparalleled leverage upon German submarines. They were trying to achieve invisibility. On July 22, 1943, the first trial of the new electrical field manipulation technology was allegedly executed with partial success. A greenish fog supposedly surrounded the testing vessel, which then disappeared. The crew on board are said to have developed mental disorders and physical alterations. 3 months later, on October 28th, a second test with recalibrations and adjustments reputedly sought to clarify the possibility of disappearing the vessel for a longer period. It's said that moments before evaporating, the sailors on board fainted or were fulminated. The USS Eldridge incident was different. She supposedly became invisible, but didn't disappear at first. Instead, the ship's presence could actually be appreciated through the water's surface. But suddenly those water traces disappeared, and it's said that the ship reintegrated at another base in Norfolk, Virginia, over 300 miles away. The story also indicates that the ship reappeared in Norfolk 15 minutes before it vanished from Philadelphia. The vessel then reappeared in Philadelphia, but this time with terrible consequences. It's said that several crew members developed schizophrenia or completely lost their minds, but also that many actually rematerialized and were fused into the ship's steel hull.
Where I am from, this experiment did not happen until 1946 at an Air Force base called Taildero AFB. It was a testing base used for prototype military equipment. The pilot's name was Lieutenant Major Thomas Mitchell, a seasoned test pilot with an experienced record. The project was titled Project Black Mountain, and a set of railroad tracks that led onto the side of the mountain had been fitted with a new rocket design that they told Mitchell they wanted him to test, that was fastened onto a rock. It was no rocket, it was a device that was capable of crossing parallel dimensions. Mitchell drove the truck into the side of the mountain and vanished. No traces of the vehicle or Mitchell were found at first. Then within 20 minutes the vehicle was found on the other side of the mountain, but Mitchell was missing. He was never found and listed as MIA in this dimension. The experiment happened a few years earlier and under the direction of Albert Einstein, who was dead by this time in my universe. Project Black Mountain was done under the notes drafted by Albert Einstein that were discovered in a box of science experiments and formulas they had recovered from a deposit box that a courier was supposed to deliver to him after his defection to the US from Nazi Germany's top-secret V8 rocket project just before the war ended. That's all I know on that project. In this universe, however, it happened differently, but I'm noticing a trending repetitive cycle. That seems as though man was inevitably meant to cross dimensions. It's not that the soldiers suffered schizophrenia, sort of. They were dealing with two individuals from different universes existing within the same universe. It caused a conflict of memories as the two parallel duplicates begin to merge. The universe does not adhere to change very well, and to correct the anomalous imbalance there, for an individual is usually consumed by the one from that universe, causing a split of dual personalities to occur as a resulting side effect. I do not suffer from this as my abilities allow me to exist as an indetectable variant that does not disturb the universal balance, but this does not always work with those I travel with, as I've recently discovered. Or it did, but the person I traveled with had unknowingly been carrying something within him that caused this schizophrenic effect to occur to it while it was within him.